So I'm popping in for another video for designing your life. The last one I posted was about having a clean environment and how much that affects your health. And today I have another tip. I'm going to keep this one way shorter than last time. I realized how not fun it is to watch a 10-minute video. So hopefully this one's I'm just going to breeze through. You guys are going to get the point and we're going to be out of here. So this one, another really big tip that I have for when things are crazy, things are busy, and you're barely holding on to any sort of like healthy routine. The one thing that I tell people and that I try to do myself is to defend the bare essentials or your non-negotiables. And the first step of this is figuring out what those are for you. So I'm going to give an example of my client today instead of talking about me. One of my clients lives a very, very busy life. She's a lawyer. She's a mother of 2 young boys, married. Her house is under construction. She has a ton of stuff going on. And she just constantly finds that she's like frazzled and doesn't have enough time to do the things that she needs to do in order to like be her healthiest self. And so I said to her, okay, even in the busiest of times, what are the things that you absolutely need for yourself in order to feel good about yourself and to feel good in your life? And we thought through this and we talked through it, and she came up with having food available that she really likes because she hates when she has to grab things on the go. Doesn't feel satisfied. She doesn't get any pleasure out of her choices, and so she's overeats and just feels gross when she's not eating food that she actually really likes. So having food available was one of hers. Another one was moving her body a few times a week. She's not someone who can necessarily work out every single day, and that's completely fine. Most of us can't. And then the third one was having a clean home. And so I said, okay, your job this week is to defend those 3 things no matter what. And we talked through how she can work all those things in so that they're not really an issue. Like all 3, we broke each one of them down, and we talked about getting her family, her husband, her 2 kids more involved in keeping the house clean. And we talked through all very specific examples of how to make that work so that it's not an issue. We talked about her grocery shopping and when she can go and like worked it into her work week. And then we talked about movement and like what she wants to do, like how she can work it into her schedule. So I really want you to think about what are your things that you absolutely need. The bare minimum. Because these are the things that we need to defend even in the busiest of times in order to feel like ourselves and to feel like we can show up in other areas of our life with our family and our friends and the people that we love in the best way possible. So no matter how much you have to study for exams, you're interviewing, you're job hunting, you have all this crap that comes out of left field that you didn't expect, and your life is like all of a sudden chaotic, what are the 3 things that you absolutely need to do every week, every day, every month that, make you feel like you? These can be just like very simple things that you absolutely need. So I want you to think about that and work on what those 3 things are, identifying that. That's a huge step. And then work on how are you going to defend those and make sure that those things stay a part of your life at all times, especially this week. So if you want to comment below, tell me your 3 things. I'd love to hear. And yeah, have a good rest of the week. All right.